Welcome to the 360 training tutorial, Building a Simple Course, Creating Questions for Assessments. In this tutorial, we will create and organize questions, or assessment items, which will flow into the quizzes and exams for a course. Here we will cover creating an assessment item bank, something we'll use to hold and organize our questions, and adding multiple choice assessment items to that bank. Let's get started. Here, we have our course from the last tutorial. Ultimately, we want to add a final exam and some quizzes to this course. But before we do anything in the course itself, we will need to create the questions for those assessments in a separate area of the LCMS. This division allows us to share questions between courses if we want. To get to that assessment area, we click the Assessment Item Banks button. The banks display in a new tab. Banks hold and organize questions. If you just have a final exam at the end of the course, you might put all your questions for the course in one big bank, so they're easy to find. If you have quizzes in addition to your final exam, you might set up something like this to reflect that structure. Alternately, you could choose to organize your questions by topic or learning objective, an approach that can make it possible to create highly fine-tuned assessments drawing on large banks of questions. Our course, however, is simple. To create a new assessment item bank for our questions, we'll right-click the topmost item and select Add Assessment Bank. We'll name the bank, add a description and some keywords, then click Save. Now we'll set up item banks for our quizzes and the final exam. We repeat the process we used earlier, but this time we right-click our course item bank so that the new quiz and final exam banks go inside the course bank. We make sure the names we use are fairly unique. This will help us find the bank when we want to attach it to our course. Now to add questions. We double-click the item bank for our first quiz. The bank opens. We click the Questions tab. There are 3 buttons on the right side of the window: Delete Assessments, Add New Assessment Item, and Add Existing Assessment Item. We click the Add New Assessment Item button. An Assessment Item tab opens. We need a standard multiple choice question with just one correct answer, so from the question type drop-down, we choose Multiple Choice, Single Select. The screen updates. We type the question. Now for the choices. We want to provide 4 answer choices. So we click the Add Answer Choice button to add what we need. We click in the first text field and type our first answer choice. Then click in each subsequent field and type those choices. Be sure to mark one of your answer choices as the correct choice by clicking the checkbox next to it in the correct column. When we are satisfied with our question, we click Save. Now let's add some feedback. Feedback is text that can be set to show up after learners answer the question. It helps them better understand why their response was or was not correct. A question does not have to have feedback, but we'll want it for our course. So we click the Feedback tab. We have a number of options in the Feedback type drop-down. The 3 most common approaches to feedback are simple, correct, incorrect, and answer choice. Simple feedback gives one statement, one bit of advice that will go to the learner regardless of how the learner answered the question. For example, for more information on omelets, see Lesson 1. Or, high temperatures make rubbery omelets. Correct, incorrect feedback differentiates between correct and incorrect learner responses. It gives one statement if the correct answer was chosen, but a different statement if an incorrect answer was chosen. This common form of feedback allows you to cheer on good performance while providing explanation and support if an error is made. For example, our correct feedback might read, "Way to go! High heat causes the protein fibers in the egg to gel too quickly, causing a rubbery texture." While our incorrect feedback might read, "Careful! Cooking eggs at a high temperature can make them rubbery, as can too much stirring. Stirring too little, using too much butter, or flipping an omelet too soon are unlikely to result in rubbery eggs." Answer choice feedback goes one step further, allowing you to respond to the specific choice made by the student. Our correct choice might be the same as before. But now we target the feedback to the response. When we are satisfied with our feedback, we click Save. We close the assessment item by right-clicking the tab and selecting Close. To see the question we just added, we'll need to refresh the item bank information. To do this, we double-click the bank. Then click the Questions tab. There's our question. We'll continue adding questions until we have all the questions for the quiz. If we ever need to edit a question, we simply double-click the question to open the Assessment Item tab. Now we're ready to add assessments to our course. Thank you for watching this 360 Training LCMS demonstration. We hope you found the information helpful. For more information on creating assessment items, see the LCMS Training Manual module Creating Assessments.